Tsitsikamma area of the Eastern Cape are bracing themselves for another hard day fighting the flames. The blaze flared up again yesterday when the wind picked up. People from two villages were temporarily evacuated, but today the wind is expected to reach the gale force again. Something of grave concern to the disaster management team. The firefighters have managed thus far to keep the flames away from homes, and no lives have been lost as yet in the Tsitsikama area since the fire started a week ago. And for the latest, we cross to our reporter Iviwe Poti. A very good morning to you, Iviwe. Thank you so much for joining us. I see thick and huge clouds of smoke in the background. Tell us what's happening now.
Good morning, Simpiwe. Definitely there's a grey blanket of smoke over the Tsitsikama area. The winds are starting to pick up now. It wasn't too windy this morning, but between Karedo and Port Elizabeth, with the wind blowing westerly, we have gale force winds in that direction. So obviously the fire picking up, especially in the plantation areas where there's a lot of pine trees and there's a lot of forestry, which is one of the main problems in this area. And you'll remember from yesterday, this municipality was getting a lot of help from the neighbouring municipalities, but now with the fire starting to pick up or to go towards the direction of Port Elizabeth and Grahamstown, etc., we're finding that maybe the teams that are helping out here will have to pull out to help in their own municipalities, which might be a great concern for this area because they are in dire need of that assistance. Last night, around about 12 o'clock, the winds started picking up. It was very hectic. About 3 areas have been evacuated. We are going to find out where they've been put. We are going to go to the Woodlands area as well, which is said to have started flaring up now. You'll remember that there was about 300 people on the ground and about 23 vehicles that were trying to put out the fires. We were told yesterday that there were 4 choppers and there'd be an additional 2, but now with the situation spreading out throughout the Eastern Cape, it's a bit of a problem. And another thing we can tell you is that the N2 is going to be closed off from the Karedo intersection and as well as the N2 toll gate. It's already been closed off from 8 o'clock this morning, so there'll be no drivers through here. As you can see, the heavy smokes, and the situation isn't easy for any drivers to be driving through the smoke. Simpiwe?
So from your engagement with the firefighters, are they able to contain the fires as yet?
Last night they said it was almost impossible, and that's how they've lost a lot of plantation in the area. And you'll remember that after this, in terms of calculating damage and the economic impact that it might have, this area is very dependent on tourism, which is mainly the greenery and the picturesque views that this area offers, and as well as the pine tree plantations which they use for to generate the economy, which have now been damaged severely. So in terms of today, they did say that the situation is still very, very tough and tense. And the firefighters, obviously a lot of them very tired. This has been going on since Monday night. It did start thundering at some stage, so they worried also about the lightning and the effects that might have. And the fire's still coming down from the mountains, and this is an area that is covered or circulated by mountains, if I can put it that way. So the fire's coming, it's coming down from the mountains, and you'll remember that there's a lot of farming in the area. There's a lot of animals. This is a dairy industry as well, so a lot of the farmers are worried about their cattle. But another thing that we do know is that the farmers in the areas that have water access have allowed these vehicles to come into their farms and pull water from borehole systems as well as lakes that they have within their areas, just to try and help out with the situation. And upon the vehicles that we have from the disaster management team, a lot of vans are also moving around with water. So it's a community trying to help one another as well.
All right, Iviwe, thank you so much for joining us. We'll certainly be in touch with you throughout the day for further developments on this story.